This is the most vibrant market in all of Lisbon by far. What's not to like when you have sparkling wine to go with your breakfast? So delicious. This is definitely my favorite wine and cheese shop in all of Lisbon. But I got to attack the cinnamon roll first. So good. Welcome to Destination Eat Drink, the travel channel for foodies. If you like food and travel, subscribe to the channel, like the video. I'm Brent Peterson. I'm an American living in Portugal. And you know, every neighborhood in Lisbon has a market, an outdoor market or a covered market. And I thought we'd visit a few of my favorites and maybe one or two that I haven't been to before. So this market is Saturday only, and it's a organic market, a bio market in Campo de Ourique neighborhood. I haven't been here before, but I'm very impressed with the size of it. A lot of the organic markets are pretty small. We've got one in our city and it's only 3 vendors. Now, they have great produce, but limited selection because there's only 3 of them. This place is big. There's a lot of vendors here and, you know, tons of fruit and veg and a little bit of prepared food. There's some bread and got a couple of cookies because I couldn't resist. Wow, honey. Might be sweet potato. No, corn. Corn. Really good. Anyway, a lot of people coming here to do their shopping. Really, really nice. I'm so impressed and I'm a little disappointed that we've never been here before. So what do we get? We're not going to be able to do, we're going to spend a whole day here in Lisbon visiting these markets, so I'm not going to be able to do a ton of shopping, but I saw these and I couldn't resist. King oyster mushrooms. So what I'll do with these is I'll cut them lengthwise and then I'll pull them apart with a fork and I'll roast them in barbecue sauce. And it is amazing. I'm so glad that they have these kind of king oyster mushrooms. Now, prices are a little more than you might expect at the grocery store here in Portugal, especially since groceries are so inexpensive here. This was like €7 and these cookies were, I don't know, euro 30. So, you know, compared to prices in the US, yeah, really cheap. In Portugal, maybe a little bit more, but this is all organic, all bio. And there's a few little bio markets here in Lisbon. So we're gonna try and visit a couple of them and a couple of other markets too while we're doing our little market crawl here in Lisbon. For now, I'm gonna enjoy my treat. So delicious. Now we're in the Principe Real neighborhood and this is their organic market. Just like the last one at Campo de Ourique, this is all organic. This one actually might even be a little bit bigger than the last one we went to. And this side is all organic produce. There's also some baked goods and prepared foods. Not much, mostly it's fruits and veg. But on the other side around the square is all craft artisans. So a lot of clothing makers and bags and paintings and sketchings and things of that nature. So you've also got that as well. And it's all done locally. So what did we get? Well, they had this amazing looking cinnamon roll, canela, bolo de canela, and it's really sticky. So I thought we'd give this a try. Can really smell that cinnamon. Wow. Really tasty, rich, dense. I know we started this video by going to 2 organic markets in a row. That was just how it worked out today. There are all kinds of markets throughout Lisbon, and we're going to visit some different ones. There are ones that are covered markets that are open every day of the week. This one's only open on Saturdays. every day of the week. There's outdoor markets. There's markets that are almost completely prepared foods. There's markets that are mostly pop-up restaurants now. And there's markets that are big and markets that are small. So we're going to visit a few of them and see some different stuff, but I wanted to start out with the organic markets because these are my favorites. This is what I like to go to, and we have one, like I said, in our city that I love to shop at every Saturday morning. These are all Saturday morning markets too, but we'll visit some different ones and see what else Lisbon has to offer when it comes to markets. But I got to attack the cinnamon roll first. So good. This is O Brazuca, and we're in the clock market in Lisbon, and this is the most vibrant market in all of Lisbon by far. You know, you will come here and be overwhelmed with what's going on here. You've got vendors yelling at you, €1, €2, €6. They sell everything here. Fruit and veg, yes, and a lot of people come here, get their weekly fruit and veg because it is by far the cheapest market of anywhere in Lisbon. But they also have tons of clothing. If you want sneakers, if you want underwear, I've seen wedding dresses for sale here. They have little plant starts. They've got little trees, saplings for you to buy. Wine, anything that you can imagine is for sale here at the clock market, and it's incredibly busy and incredibly exciting to walk up and down hundreds and hundreds of stalls. So what did we get? We got sugarcane juice, and this guy behind me is crushing the sugarcane fresh to make the sugarcane juice. It's extraordinary. It's happening right here to get the sugarcane juice. So I've got this before. I came here when we did our video about Brazilian food, and I wanted to come here specifically. And you can watch that video. It's a really good video for Lisbon if you're interested in Brazilian food. But the last time I came here, I got just plain sugarcane juice. Then I found out that they also offer it with lemon. And the first time I got it, I really liked it, but it was so sweet. So I asked this time with com limão, which is with lemon. Still very sweet, but that lemon adds a little bit of citrus to it, offsets the sweetness a little bit, so it's a good choice, and O Brazuca is worth searching out when you come here. It's one of my favorite stalls in this market. Really good. This is the Mercado de Campo de Ourique, and this market's been here for about 100 years, but it was remodeled about 20 years ago and is just gorgeous inside now. This might be more typical of some of the neighborhood markets in Lisbon. Every neighborhood's got a market, and if you saw my video on Alvalade, that was a very typical market, an indoor market like this, but much bigger and much more focused on fruit and veg and meats and seafood. This has that, but it also has several pop-up eat places. So there's a burger place, there's a taco place, there's a sushi place, there's bakeries in here, and there's a couple of wine places. And I thought, why not? Yeah, it's still before noon, but why not? We got a glass of espumante, which is just Portuguese sparkling wine. And it's good. The wine here in Portugal is typically very good and very inexpensive. Some folks have been asking me to give the prices of the stuff that we try, and I'll try and remember to do that. It's not always possible for me to remember in that much detail, but this was €5.50. And then I got a little bag of roasted nuts. This was €2. The roasted cashews, salted, super tasty. So this market, definitely one of my favorites in Lisbon. Been here many times. I love this Campo de Ourique neighborhood. I did at least, I think, 2 videos on this neighborhood, including a visit here where we got some very good ice cream. And so that was memorable. But if you're coming to Lisbon, definitely make Campo de Ourique one of the spots that you stop in. You can take the famous 28 tram out here, and it's not nearly as touristy. In fact, behind me you can see locals. There's a local chess club here in Lisbon, and they play on Saturday mornings, which is pretty cool. So, great spot. I like it. What's not to like when you have sparkling wine to go with your breakfast? So the reason we didn't get lunch at Mercado de Campo de Ourique is Karen spotted this place on the bus ride over. It's called Fresco Lisboa, Fresh Lisbon, and she wanted to try this. And so here we are. What did we get? Well, I got what's called the scrambled eggs on toast. Has chives in there, salt and pepper. What you'll find, this neighborhood's right in the flight path, so you're going to hear planes going overhead. The eggs are typically looser than you might expect in like a diner in the United States, but that's tasty. That's really good. This was in an effort to remember to say how much stuff is. I think that was this was $6.50. Karen also got a toast. Hers is peanut butter, banana, sliced almonds. Wow. She sprinkled some cinnamon on the top. That is super. Bananas and peanut butter. How can you go wrong, man? Really, really good. So, Campo de Ourique Market has really good places, but I'm glad we came here. Super tasty. We're in the Santos neighborhood, and this is a little market called Momentos. I wanted to include this in our markets video because this is definitely my favorite wine and cheese shop in all of Lisbon. I've known Orlando, the proprietor here, pretty much since we've been in Portugal 2.5 years ago, almost 3 years ago now. So he knows more about cheese and wine than pretty much anyone that I know in Portugal. So when I want to have some cheese and wine in Lisbon, this is where I always make sure and come. So he used to have a shop in Setúbal, the city we live in. He's been here for about a year now, and it's a great spot. So let me tell you what I got. This is the queijo de agitao. So this is a cheese that's made in the city not too far from where we live, and it's a soft cheese, although once it's aged you can cut it, but you cut the top rind off and then you scoop it out with the spoon. Look how beautiful that is. Like, I hate to compare it to a brie, but almost like a brie, although the texture is even more smooth and milky. So that is one of my favorite cheeses in all of Portugal. And it's made just a few miles from our house. Really good. Okay. This is an aged goat cheese Orlando got for us. So if you're thinking of goat cheese as always very soft and creamy, this has been aged. So it's more crumbly and salty and absolutely divine, and I think it'll be perfect on these tostas. So good. Now behind me, look at this. Orlando has an amazing wine selection here from all over Portugal, bottles that you won't really find anywhere else, and some more popular bottles as well. And they're so reasonably priced. I remember I bought a bottle from him once, this is going back a ways, and it was 13 euros. And I was shocked because I had tasted it beforehand. I didn't know what the price was beforehand. I'm thinking in my brain, oh, this is gonna be an expensive wine. He goes, 13 euros. And I said, 13 euros, really? And Orlando goes, yes, it's a miracle. This Santos neighborhood is becoming more and more popular, and they're building a hotel right across the street here. They're building a big hotel just down the street. So there's going to be a lot more people coming here. I'm seeing new places open up all the time. So I think I should do a video just about the Santos neighborhood because it's really cool. There's a lot of hip places. There's some traditional places. It's really, really awesome. And if you're coming to Lisbon, make it a part of your trip before it gets overrun with tourists. It's really, really good. Delicious. This is LX Factory, and this is an old industrial complex from almost 200 years ago, but it was abandoned for years before all these artists and creatives took over this great warehouse space and started creating things and making startups and things like that. Now it's filled with restaurants and artist shops and things like that. And every Sunday they have this little market. Now you're not going to find fruit and veg and stuff like that. It's mostly people who produce artisan foods. I saw a vegan bakery, there's a smoothie place, things like that. But they had a sourdough focaccia, and that's right behind me. And you can see somebody who shall remain nameless. I already got a couple nibbles off of this, but looks really good. He had several different kinds. We got the rosemary classic. So let's give this a try. Super crispy. Rock salt on the top, just like you like to see. The other thing about LX Factory is this is on the 15 tram going up to Belém. This is a good stop if you want to grab lunch and also get a really great view of the April 25th bridge, because it's right back there. You can just walk over there and get a really nice view, get some nice photos of it too. So good spot to come, but this market here just on Sundays. So crispy. Our last stop is the Time Out Market, and if you've ever been to Lisbon, you might be looking at what's behind me and say, Brent, that is not the Time Out Market. Actually, it's right next, it is part of the Time Out Market, and it's right next door to that crazy scrum of restaurants and tourists that's right over here. If you've come to the Time Out Market as a visitor, I'm sure you sat in there and you went around to all the different restaurants, some better than others, and had some of the food. There are a couple of really good places in there. To me, it is so touristy in there, but you come through the door, next door, there's this huge produce market here. There's meat and fish on that side too. So let me tell you what we got. Jalapeno peppers, which are nearly impossible to find in Portugal. So I bought some of those. And another thing, extremely difficult to find, tomatillo. So what we're gonna do, and this cost me like €7 for this big bag of tomatillos and a bunch of jalapenos. So what I'll do with this is I'll roast these, wash and roast these tomatillos, chop up some onion and some of the jalapeno, and I'll make a little tomatillo salsa. So that's the plan for this. And that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I really love coming to these markets. We have one of the best in all of Europe in our city of Setúbal. It's called the Livramento Market, the Freedom Market. And someday I'll do a video just dedicated to that because it is an extraordinary market. It's my favorite one in all of Portugal, maybe one of my favorites in all of Europe. It's really great. And we're fortunate that we get to shop there almost every single day. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. You can also support me at buymeacoffee.com/destinationeatdrink. I'm Brent Peterson. See you down the road.